The Edge at Hudson Yards, the highest outdoor observation deck in the Western Hemisphere. Hi, I'm Tayden Rock and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing the story about how I visited the Edge and did city climb. Hudson Yards is New York's newest neighborhood built on top of a specially designed concrete platform over a live rail yard. The area of Hudson Yards used to be a huge hole in the ground where there was just train yards next to the Hudson River. The original area of Hudson Yards was going to be redeveloped to build a stadium for the Olympics, but after New York lost its bid, those designs were dropped. Soon, a development company Related pitched its design for a new neighborhood, designed around residential living, office buildings, high-end shopping, and public spaces. The point around Hudson Yards was not just to create a modern, new, sleek neighborhood, but to ensure that New York stays the greatest city in the world. The centerpiece of this gleaming new neighborhood is the Vessel, a new kind of public art that can be touched, experienced, and climbed, literally. The Vessel is a honeycomb-shaped structure, 150 feet tall, that kind of resembles a beehive or a pine cone. The Vessel is comprised of 154 intricately interconnecting flights of stairs, almost 2,500 individual steps, and 80 landings. The Vessel takes what would be a typical open public square and carries it into the sky. Being the heart of the Hudson Yards redevelopment project, the beautiful gleaming Vessel makes sure that this new neighborhood is put on the map. Located at the top of the tallest building in the complex, 30 Hudson Yards, is The Edge. The Edge is an observation deck located on the 100th floor of 30 Hudson Yards. Unlike any other observatory in the world, it cantilevers off the side of the building. The Edge is comprised of 15 sections, all bolted together and anchored to the east and south sides of the building, all weighing between 7,500 and 100,000 pounds. Because the Edge cantilevers off the side of the building, you are able to look straight down through a glass floor. As part of the design of the observation deck, it has no railings. The only barriers are these 10-foot tall glass walls, offering unobstructed views of the entire city. I visited the Edge 3 times before. Now this is my 4th time going to the Edge. I absolutely love the Edge. It is my favorite way to experience the city from up above. I've been to every observatory in the city, and I know a lot of people have thought that Summit 1 Vanderbilt beats out the Edge, but I'm sorry, I think I'm gonna have to stick with the Edge being my favorite. It's one thing to be on top of a building and looking out, but to really step off of the building and feel like you've stepped into the sky is an experience that is unlike any other you can ever have. So this time I went to the Edge, I was not only going to the Edge, I was going to be partaking in City Climb, which is the highest outdoor building ascent in the world. So when we first arrived in line, once they realized that we were for City Climb, these people put stickers on us and they immediately let us skip through the entire line, through the security check first thing, and we actually got into our own room where we got safety briefings, where we signed the waivers, and this was our first experience at City Climb. Yes, so here we are.
How many more? I'll say that.
Wow.
Alright. So, you guys can wear this.
Oh.
And I know this might be so everyone breathing that everybody understands what I just read. Sounds good?
Yes.
Alright. So, City Climb is an intense aerial adventure course which consists of platforms and staircase on top of one of New York City's tallest skyscrapers. This adventure course is both physically and mentally challenging. If you know or suspect that your health could be at risk for any reason, or you can aggravate any pre-existing conditions while participating in City Climb, do not participate. The following persons should not participate: guests under the influence of alcohol, guests under the influence of drugs or medication that can impair judgment, guests with heart conditions, pregnant women or those who may be pregnant, guests with disabilities that may interfere with their safety while participating in City Climb, guests with vertigo, guests with any physical, mental, or psychological ailments, disorders, or diseases that would inhibit their ability to participate and or be aggravated by this experience. City Climb rules and regulations provide that All guests must be free from the influence of alcohol, drugs, or medication that can impair judgment. Guests must be at least 4 feet 9 inches and no taller than 6 feet 7 inches in order to participate in city climb. Everybody passed that part, you're good. Guests must be at least 13 years of age to participate in city climb. Guests under the age of 18 must be accompanied by a parent or authorized guardian that is over the age of 18. All guests must be capable of traversing the course by their own power. City Climb reserves the right to exclude participants who do not meet the foregoing requirements its decisions are final. Under no circumstance will any guest be allowed to participate in City Climb without being properly secured in the City Climb safety harness and manual. Now that I just read that upside down, I'm going to need that verbal agreement, so I'll start with.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, ready? So we're going to start doing, we're going to clap it up. Clap it up, 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 clap it up. Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. When I say climb is ready, you say climb go. Climb is ready!
Climb go! So after that, we went through our own hallway, which led us straight to the elevator room. And I need to say, the elevator ride, I've been to every single observation deck, and they all seem to do their own separate things with the elevator rides, but this elevator ride is so special. And I know a lot of people like One World better, but I gotta say, the Edge elevator ride is by far, in my opinion, the best elevator ride in the world. It's sort of like a sketch pad of an architect, and you almost see the sketches come to life before your eyes. And here's that elevator ride.
If you're with City Climb, guys, you're gonna make a left and you're gonna follow me.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are here, City Climb.
We are here.
1 second, guys.
So in 42 seconds, you go from the 4th floor from the shops and restaurants at Hudson Yards to the 100 or 101st floor of 30 Hudson Yards. So you're going about 30 miles per hour in this elevator. So that's pretty fast. And the elevator ride is just the most incredible elevator ride I've ever been on. And I'm not going to stop saying that. Every single time I go to the Edge, I always look forward to this elevator ride.
So everybody's gonna sit down on this bench right here for me. Right along this wall. What's up, everybody? How's everybody feeling today?
Nervous.
Good? Nervous?
So we immediately, once we got off the elevator, we turned to our left and we went straight into the room for City Climb.
What we're gonna do in this room here is shoot up.
My mom was waving at us through the windows, taking pictures. She was just so happy that I was able to do this. And I think that if my dad didn't go with me, my mom would not let me go because my dad, one of my parents would have to go with me. And I know my mom would certainly not be doing that with me.
All right, we're gonna get you guys harnessed up, and then we'll head on out to that course, all right? But before that, we're gonna stow away all loose items. All right, what is a loose item? A loose item is everything from phones to jewelry, keys, wallets, etc., everything, all right? So watches, bracelets, everything must come off, all right? We're gonna wand you. Are they a prescription?
Yes.
All right, we got you guys. You guys can take those.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't know
Sure?
about you. I am,
You
yes.
sure? Okay, got you. All right, once you're ready, you're gonna get up. If you need jewelry bags, please let me know. You're gonna get up, walk up to one of these lockers. You're gonna pull out a laminated combination slip, the letter C, the 4-digit code, and the key is how you lock and unlock these. Okay, guys? All right, so whenever you're ready, you're gonna get up, pick a locker, and have fun.
Take a locker. So my mom got spectator tickets, so she was able to stay at the edge below us and watch us from below as we hung off the top of the building. So after that, we went over all the safety protocols. We got suited up. We had the harnesses put on us. And after that, we went through, I believe, 3 or 4 safety checks because we did 2 in that city climb room. Then we took another elevator up to the rooftop level where we got more safety checks. I believe is another 1 or 2 safety checks. I need to say it was the most incredible experience to be on the roof of 30 Hudson Yards. 30 Hudson Yards is my favorite building in the entire city. And to experience being on the rooftop and seeing the area that maintenance workers are only meant to see, it was so, so incredible. I was able to see the giant air conditioners on the roof, the water towers. I was even able to see the tuned mass damper, which if you're not into architecture like I am, where really tall buildings, they tend to sway in the wind. I think a lot of us know that. So basically, to counteract that swaying so that the inhabitants of the building don't get seasick, the tuned mass damper is usually a giant concrete block or ball that usually weighs millions of pounds, and it sways. Literally, it sways on cables at the top of a building to counteract the swaying from the wind. And it was amazing to see that up person and see it slowly swinging back and forth. Now, I have to be honest with you, the scariest part of this was actually not leaning off, but it was going up the staircase to the apex. So when we first got off on the roof, the very first platform is called the cliff, where you first look out and you can actually look down and see the vessel and the train yards below you and the Hudson River and New Jersey. And that's the first point when you're really out there with no railings and it's just you and your tether. After that, we reached the staircase. And step by heart-pounding step, I made my way up the stairs. And because we were going up the side of the building and the wind was coming from behind us from the Hudson River, I kept feeling like I was gonna fall. Because you gotta think, there's only railing on your left side and your tether. Your right side is just a drop off of the building. And the staircase is only about this wide. So it is really scary. And then when the wind is blowing you, you feel like you're gonna like fall off. And it's really, really scary. I believe it took us almost 15 minutes just to get to the top of the stairs. But finally, after all those moments of fear, thinking I was gonna die, we reached the apex. Once I came over the arc and I saw the Empire State Building straight ahead of me, wow. It was beyond anything I could even explain. It was so beautiful. You're at the top of this building and you feel like you're at the top of the world. There is no one taller than you in the Western Hemisphere. You're 1,278 feet above the streets of Manhattan. After the guy that was with us taught us how to lean, it was our turn to go. And I was so excited. I can't even explain. It was something that I never even thought that I would do. But it's something that I encourage everyone to do because you know what? You only live once, and that is once in a lifetime experience. And I think it was a life-changing experience for me, and I bet it's going to be a life-changing experience for a lot of other people who try it. As I was just leaning there, I was just like, wow. As I was looking north and I could see Central Park and the George Washington Bridge, and I was able to look at the entire city, and it was just, it felt like I was at the top of the world. And after that, we took some group photos. And we headed back down. And afterwards, my mom was just so excited to see me. I ran immediately, gave her the biggest hug.
So how was it?
It was so good.
You did.
I did.
How does it feel to be hanging off a skyscraper?
I don't know. Good. I got a medal afterwards, Bolder, Braver, City Climber. It was just so incredible, and that was only half of the experience. So now let's explore the edge. Now, as I said, the edge has no physical railings, the only barriers that block you from falling are these 10-foot tall glass walls, and here you could see me at the south pointing side of the edge. The view straight away. You just see Lower Manhattan, the Verrazano Bridge. You could see as far as 80 miles from the edge. And here are the skyline steps. These are steps that take you up to the 101st floor. And once you sit down, you have an amazing view of the edge, Lower Manhattan, the entire city, and it is just amazing. Now, as I mentioned before, because the edge is a cantilever, it offers a glass floor, so you can actually walk over the glass, and this might scare some people, but after doing City Climb, let's be honest, nothing was scary anymore, and I was able to walk on that glass floor like it was nothing, and the glass floor is so cool because you could lay on top of it. So when walking on the glass floor, you could look 1,131 feet straight down onto 10th Avenue. And it is so amazing. Okay, so this is the edge of the edge. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna stick my hand through. You can see the Empire State Building straight away. All of Midtown. And downtown, there's a really good view of that. Now, this been featured in a lot of different events. My personal favorite one was the one where the Lion King used this as their grand reopening after COVID, and it was really beautiful.
Arrive on this planet and a blinking step into the sun.
So yeah, this is the edge of the edge. Nice view. So for me, being someone who's been to every observation deck in the city, all I could say is the edge is my favorite observation deck by far. In my mind, it blows all of them out of the water. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!